Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Trackpad here, and I'm coming at you with a new series that I'm going to be starting. Today, I'm going to be starting off with a new texture pack that I've been creating. Back when I was with my actual PC and not stuck with my laptop, because I'm out here on an internship in North Carolina, so I obviously don't have my desktop with me. When I was streaming at home, I came up with the idea of making a survival world and creating my own texture pack to go along with it. And I dabbled with it a little bit, and I said, this could actually be a cool idea, but I moved and I didn't really get to play. So I came out here and I decided might as well be a little bit productive and be creative on the side outside of work. So I'm here to make my own texture pack, and I'm going to show everybody how I did it, what my thought process was going through the whole entire thing, and yeah. So the first thing I did was I went into Minecraft and I just decided, okay, what am I going to start off with? Load it into a world. What do you know? First block that you spawn in, that pretty much everybody spawns in on every single world, is grass. And I decided, okay, this is how I'm going to slowly go through making every single texture in the game. Is whenever I come across something, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna start working on that. So the first block I see is obviously grass and dirt and the tall grass and the short grass blocks. So that's what I'm gonna be going over today. I originally had these videos, or a more in-depth showing of me going over how I made these textures, but the files got corrupted somehow. Not really sure exactly what happened, but yeah. So here is like a quick little go over, I guess, is what I'm gonna say, of like how I make the textures. I'm just gonna briefly explain it, my thought process, and what I was doing with them. So yeah, let's start off with this. So we've got the grass side block here, and I was just looking at it and I was like, okay, I think I want to start to make a darker styled texture pack. So I get the default texture, open it up in Photoshop, and here we have it. I look at it, obviously you can see there's a little dark spot at the very top, which is what I'm about to show you guys. I originally, first idea was get a little bit of darkness going and put a little brush on it, blah, 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 look like that. And then I was like, okay, let's start to make the whole entire texture a little bit darker. So I adjust the levels, I bring the blacks down a little bit, adjust the grays, the midtones, and stuff like that. Then I hit a hue and saturation layer, bring down the saturation just a little bit, just to change the colors up. And then I add a little bit of some green and some brown, and I change the little pebbles up in there just the tiniest little bit to, make it a little bit more of a seamless transition. That's pretty much the short version of what I did for this the grass side blocks. And then now I think we're gonna move on over into the top of the grass block. Yeah. So for the top of the grass block, what I originally started with was I took the default texture, which for some reason is like all grayed out. Not 100% sure why, but what I ended up doing was I just made a new layer, and I made a, obviously I made a little square for it. So I accidentally made it gray originally, and I was like, what the heck, what is going on? But so I just deleted it, made the new layer again, made sure that I actually had it selected as green instead of gray this time, and then bam, started with that, put a little overlay on it, and you see how like it starts to like be a little bit dappled texture wise. So after that, I slowly did my own little randomizing, like different colors, different variants of greens, and like lighter greens, darker greens, just to make it a little bit more textured and not as flat and awkward. And yeah, that's pretty much what I ended with. So now we're going to move on over to the dirt block. The dirt block, just like everything else, I started out with the default Minecraft dirt texture. That looks like this. And then just like the first grass block, I did a hue and saturation layer and a levels layer, just turning down the saturation just the tiniest bit, bring out the blacks, bring out the midtones, and then I slowly did my own adjustments to make it fit a little bit more. I took out most of the highlights in the dirt block. I left some just to have some variance in it, and yeah, turned out pretty alright. And then now we're going to be moving on to the grass block. So for the grass block, what I did was honestly kind of pretty damn smart, I think. So I took the original grass layer. I also, once again, I don't know why the default texture is in black and white, but it is. So what I ended up doing was I just took the top grass block that I made, and then I dropped that layer right behind it. And you'll see here what I do is I select the whole entire grass layer and I create a layer mask out of it for like the big tall grass block that I did, and it automatically cuts it out and makes it like look pretty dang perfect. But I did a little bit more. I did some light texturing and stuff just to make it, as the grass gets taller, it gets a little bit lighter and it just looks a little bit better. It's got a little bit more detail. Nothing's happening there because I accidentally had the lower layer selected, so nothing really happened. So that's just me quickly showing you guys what I did there. And then for the tall grass bottom and the tall grass top, I pretty much do the exact same thing. I drag in that tall grass top, or the top of the grass block, layer mask, and then I slowly lighten. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I did for all of these textures. And then here's what they look like in game. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. These were the first like real textures that I really went in and worked on. So pretty happy with how they turned out. Yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. The rest of them are going to be a lot more detailed, and they're actually going to be showing what I did throughout the whole entire process, me going in-game and back out into Photoshop, editing, my thoughts on pretty much each and every texture. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and come and check out my next episode. I don't know when I'm going to be releasing these, probably like 1 or 2 a week. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.